Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Nothing But Bangers, and today I'm going to be going over the tournament deck that I will be using here very shortly. It took a long time to decide which one I wanted to bring. So let's just get straight to it. This is going to be Venusaur and Exeggutor. And here's the thing. Last week, you saw a Victory Bell and Exeggutor deck do very well. And so, I played that deck a little bit. I thought that deck was really good. But when I take a look at a deck like this, it's rough. It's the exact identical trainer lineup with some fixes. And all you're doing is basically subbing in Venusaur's line. And let me kind of talk through this a little bit just to kind of give my rationale. But basically, the whole idea is that if you get Venusaur EX out, you should be able to win the game. It should be able to tank hits, heal itself, or worst case, you're using Erica as well as it's a healing attack. So I think that in theory, this deck should be able to do things that Victory Bell is not necessarily able to. Like Victory Bell, still a little glassy when you talk about comparing it against, something like a Mewtwo, which Mewtwo just won the most recent tournament. So this is kind of a meta call, right? So this is a meta call. So I'm banking that there won't be fire decks that I run into, or that the fire decks that I run into won't be able to coin flip and be able to beat me. But I'm also taking a meta call that this deck has a good matchup against Psychic, which is Gardevoir and Mewtwo, and it's going to have the ability to get to the mid game and the late game against Electric. Because I feel like if you can get to the mid game and in the late game against Electric, and you're not super behind, you're not like 2 prizes down, I think that you can mitigate that quick tempo that Pikachu decks have. And especially with something like a Venusaur that's very tanky, you're going to have to 2-hit, 3-hit KO it if you're even able to. And then, the only big weakness that I'm thinking about is it's a stage 2 deck, so I have to be wary of red card. And red card is something that is a problem for stage 2 decks, but the way that I'm going to try to play throughout the tournament, I'm just going to try to make it to where red card doesn't beat me. I'm just going to try to make it to where my hand size is so minimal, or it's 3 cards or less, or I'm not greeting with Professor Research, so you'll probably see me holding Professor Research quite a bit. Just, saying, hey, if they red card me, at least I still have 2 Professor Research left in my deck that I can still draw into. That way I can get to my engine, my Ivysaur, my Venusaur. But the game plan is Venusaur is kind of my mid-game to late-game finisher, and my early-game tempo is going to be the Exeggutors. And I'm going to play 2 of the regular Exeggutors and then 1 of the EXs. And again, if they have to go through 2 regular Exeggutors and then try to finish off my Blastoise for the win, I'll take those chances a lot of the time. As far as Mewtwo goes, again, I do expect to see Mewtwo quite a bit. If I see Mewtwo, my number one goal is just to chip damage at it. If I can chip some damage on it, if I can chip 40 or more damage on it, just by chipping at it, whether it's an Exeggutor in a heads or just a regular Exeggutor attack, and then hopefully being able to finish it off with a Venusaur. But I want to chip it before my Venusaur gets head-to-head with it. The other deck that I should probably mention that I don't want to see is Water. I don't want to get high-rolled, but that's just something that no matter what deck I play, if I get high-rolled by Water, it's going to be a bad situation no matter what. But at least with this deck, I can heal out of some of that damage. I can mitigate the risk by not playing so many Pokemon on my bench so Blizzard doesn't kill me. As far as like the actual deck list goes, no potions because I just don't feel like I have room for it. Only 1 Sabrina, double Erica, double Research, double XP to be able to get out of the active spot. That's going to be very important, especially with some of my big retreat costs. And then double Pokeball to try to make sure that I fill out my bench basics so that way I can evolve. But yeah, it's just a meta call. I could be completely wrong. And then obviously it's a stage 2 deck, so I could just get red carded or never hit my Venusaur line and just kind of get stuck. So there's a lot of ways that this can go wrong, but I wanted to try this out. And it's about to be 2 a.m. in the morning over here, so I'm going to be up for a while. But I will try to record every game. That way I can go ahead and show you guys how it goes. And yeah, that's the deck. That's the deck. So We'll see how it goes. Start of the game here. Yeah, so I mean, this is just kind of standard start. Obviously, going first is great. So I might have mentioned this earlier in the intro, but one of my number one goals is just get damage on Mewtwo. Chip it. That's kind of what I'm saying, is chip it, and then that way Venusaur EX is able to finish it off. That's the plan, right? I can only take 2 hits, just like most Pokemon that are able to survive it. I can only take 2 hits, so that's something to think about as well. So right here I have the decision to go for the EX or kind of make them take the quote-unquote long way. Although losing an energy right here is going to kind of stink, I do think that the correct play is to go ahead and retreat. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is, we're just going to go ahead and go into Exeggutor. And the thing is, like, we didn't get an attack the first turn, so we're obviously not sitting great, right? Like, one of the big things is about playing these decks with Exeggutor is that you're able to attack, your first turn that you're able to evolve, which, should be your second turn. But the problem is with this game right now is I opened Bulbasaur versus opening Execute, right? Like that's kind of the big, feels bad type thing. That's just going to happen sometimes, right? There's just, not too much that you can do about it. And they're already like, what? They have like 8 cards left in their deck? Yeah, they have 6 cards left in their deck, so I'm going to be going up against Gardevoir and chipped damage Mewtwo. They'll be able to put another Mewtwo down. They're probably looking at my list right now trying to figure out if Sabrina is a thing that they should be scared of, which obviously it is, but yeah, I mean, I have 12 cards in my deck. My opponent has 6 cards in their deck, so. Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, ultimately, this is going to be like one of those games where, so like sometimes having cards like Potion is really bad in some matchups, like extremely bad. And, one of the reasons why that's the case is your Pokemon are getting one shot, right? So it doesn't really matter that you have Potion because your Pokemon are just getting knocked out in one blow, right? So, that's one of the things to kind of look out for when you start talking about, Potion, Erica. Like Erica right now, the only chance that it matters is if I draw Ivysaur, right? And I haven't seen a single research. I haven't seen a single Ivysaur. It's just going to be one of those games where I'm probably not going to win, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. Yeah, and those breakpoints, wouldn't matter, right? If I was able to, get an Ivysaur going. But, I mean, that's just kind of one of those things where, you're playing a stage 2 deck. Like this, if I had played Weeping Bell and Victory Bell. I mean, we're talking about the same exact scenario anyways. So it really doesn't matter, right? But I mean, there's really just not much you can do. So we're just going to go ahead and concede, save some time here. Which I could have conceded probably like, what? As soon as, Gardevoir got out. But yeah, I'm just not winning that in like any world for multiple reasons, right? Like that's not a deck choice thing. That is if I open Bellsprout as opposed to Bulbasaur, it's the same result. And games that your opponent draws 6 more cards than you, you're probably going to lose as well. So, just go on to the next game. Good thing it's best of 3, right? I believe we are back. Okay, so this is round 2. So going into a little bit of a type advantage matchup. But, we'll see how that plays out, if it even ends up mattering. We're going second, so we'll see. We're going to open up with Execute. So maybe the weakness matters. We'll see. But, the number one thing is just move on from round 1 and try to, kind of just start like a new mindset. Like, hey, this is a new game. It's a new opportunity to play at a high level, right? So that's kind of where our mind is at. That's their one of red card. So we're pretty much in the clear with that from here on out. And that kind of led us into our second basic as well. So if this is an Execute, we're in really good shape. Okay, we're in pretty good shape. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start trying to take advantage of this type matchup. The thing that obviously puts us in a bit of a bind is Machamp EX. Machamp EX is definitely a potential problem, so we'll just kind of see if they end up curving into that. But right here, so we're short on damage there. We could have gone for the EX, but really I didn't want to bring the EX out just yet. So there's the Machoke on curve. Yeah, so now we're going to have to evolve. So obviously we flip heads on the coin toss that doesn't matter. Classical classic. So So they haven't played research yet. So what? 11 cards in deck. So there's the Machamp on curve. I mean, that's about as good as it gets for them, right? So no Giovanni for knockout there, which is good for us, right? They haven't played a supporter. We haven't played a supporter. We're just playing two, decks that go through phases where they just don't really do enough. That's kind of the best way to put it. Right. Like this whole matchup, I want to get Venusaur out. I don't think I've played Venusaur yet this tournament, now that I think about it. So, I'm just trying to actually just get a Venusaur out. Okay. Is it because they played 2 Sabrina? Is that why? Or did they only play 1? Okay. That was kind of interesting. So they have 1 potion that can put them to 90. They have no red card. They have no Sabrina. And that's their supporter for turn. So I think that we should be in pretty good shape here. So they had on curve Machamp, but ultimately were able to maneuver through that. All right. Going to game 2. So you would like to kind of like think that the type mismatch helped. I think ultimately it would have been the same result on the Sandshrew. So I'm not sure that it mattered too much there. So it looks like we're going to open up with another type mismatch up from this matchup. So yeah, we know that they play red card, so there's no point in using Professor Oak's research right now. We're just going to go ahead and put the other execute on the bench and pass. So this is a Pokeball into what you would assume is a Machop, right? Another Sandshrew would just be almost disastrous. Yeah, I mean, right now we're just kind of just holding steady. Okay, so yeah, Hitmonchan, not much better there. Oh wow. Then they're gonna go straight to the Sandshrew. Interesting. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and. I mean, ultimately, I don't think that Professor's research does much here, right? The game is going to be won with the Executors by the look of it. Yeah, I mean, that did nothing to progress my game state. Now, if I get red carded, it's just like, oh, great. All right, so we're going to flip heads for the knockout here. But again, like the weakness doesn't even matter, right? I mean, the heads coin flip kind of is all that matters. All right, so now we're up against Hitmonchan, which we can one-hit KO as well, so they're probably just thinking, all right, let's get some bench Pokemon down and just survive, right? Sabrina, they can't play it anymore because they just played Research. Yeah, this is not a great spot if you're in the opponent's shoes right now. Not necessarily a great spot, but you got to play these out. You never know. All right, so double Venusaur, double Ivysaur, and Bulbasaur. These are the kind of games that you can mess around with and lose if you flip a bunch of tails. So really stinks we're not able to win the game there because now the game is going to prolong. It's going to give them another chance to get a basic down, and all of a sudden, we're in a dogfight because we can't draw a Bulbasaur. And that's just kind of, yep, here goes. Oh, man. There's their one red card. And, yeah, those are the draws. Okay, there's the one potion, I believe, that they play. And then jab for another 30 damage. I've managed to draw Ivysaur pairs twice now. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, it's just tropical swing. Hope I flip heads. I don't. Again, this is exactly what I just said. You flip a couple tails, and all of a sudden, the game turns into a dogfight. This is exactly the kind of stuff that happens. You just gotta kind of keep trying to play through it. I mean, opponent is what, 5 cards in deck, 10 cards in deck. They should have the full Machop line. It's just a matter of, do they have the time to get to it? But it went from a game that should have been over to now is very much up in the air. I mean, I could miss Bulbasaur for the next 5 draws potentially. Yeah, that's perfectly possible. Yeah, I mean, I almost have drawn. If I draw the other Venusaur, I will have almost an identical hand. That's crazy. I mean, if they have it, you just say good job, right? I mean, all right, tells on the damage that doesn't matter. And then, by the way, I'm just retreating the Executor because if they, I'm assuming Sand Slash is going to come down, right? So I would just be giving up 2 points for free. At least this way I make them have the Sabrina, make them use it. That way at least if I have, if I end up getting a Bulbasaur, I know that it won't get disrupted, right? Because that's, you know, at that point, I believe they're out of Sabrinas at that point, right? So obviously, double Erica, probably pretty good cards to draw the next 2 turns, or over the next 2 turns. Obviously, cards like Bulbasaur, Professor's Research, Pokeball, you know. Alright. Okay. Well. They will probably have the Machop by now, and Machop should come down here. Giovanni, I guess this is all they got. That's rough. Their draw might have been as bad as mine. Yeah, it's a lot of tells. All right. Well, we're able to win a match that you know, we had a good advantage in. So on to the next one. Looks like opponent got in. All right, so here we go. So we're up against a Pikachu EX deck, double Zapdos, double Pikachu EX, and double Raichu with double Surge, double Potion. So I mean, pretty straightforward deck, right? If we can get to the mid game, get a Venusaur going, we should be in good shape. But again, it's been pretty tough to get a Venusaur, honestly. So we'll see how this goes. And them going first, probably a good thing. All right, because if electric just starts really fast on you, it can get really bad. One of those decks that once it gets ahead, it's hard to get off track. But only 6 basics, so you know, getting a full bench is probably a little unlucky if I'm on the other end of that. But sometimes that's gonna happen, right? So no red card, so we can actually be super greedy and try to fish for stuff that'll help us. Unfortunately, we lift pretty hard, right? So still double Pokeball, Research, and then 3 basics. So those are 6 cards. So 50% of our deck is pretty good draws, right? So pretty good cards left in our deck. We just have to kind of get the ball rolling. I like starting with Exeggutor, obviously a lot more than I do with Venusaur. But you know, some games it's really just out of your control. Like it looks like we're actually going to be able to curve into Venusaur. So like there's not any disruption, right? So the fact that I already have all the pieces, like that's actually kind of a good thing in a way. So they would need X-Speed, Sabrina, and that would make me have a pretty bad day. Yeah, so they filled up their bench with 6 basics. So they have 4 out of their 6 basics. So 1 Pokeball is, I mean, that's just one of those things where they're just drawing pretty well, right? It's going to happen. So now that we got 2 bench Pokemon, I'm fine doing this. We're going to start chipping away. Realistically, I could probably just get away with keeping just Venusaur out there. All right. So it looks like they might retreat here and start trying to do some chip damage to Venusaur, which is 90 damage, so nothing to make light of, that's for sure. I just have to stay out of range of another surge. And then we'll go just regular. Okay. So there we go, back up to 180. Although we are now one less Erica. So just thinking about what's... They probably have Zapdos at this point, right? Probably have Surge at this point. Probably have a Sabrina. Potion's definitely a real card. Looks like they're going to potentially pivot to another Pikachu. Okay, yep, X speed. So free retreat here. It could be a sack. They still could Surge. Surge could be their next move here. Oh, looks like they're just going to sack the Pikachu to try to get down a Zapdos is kind of what it seems like. I'm just going to hold on to my Sabrina for now. So now we can get the other execute. Just try to start getting closer to another Venusaur. I assume they're going to send in the Raichu and then Surge. That's what I'm guessing. Man, dude, I don't know what they have then. They should have Surge, right? Yeah. Not quite sure what they're doing. I guess they're planning to like triple shot the Venusaur. Man, not another basic? That's crazy. Yeah, we're just going to try to make this game very difficult for them to win. So we'll just try it. And then next turn we can Sabrina anything unless they, you know, put down a Zapdos, right? But this is, I mean, like this is probably the best scenario for me, right? I've got the game to like mid-game where, yeah. Okay, so we're up 1-0. Alright, just told them that I'm hosting, same password, good luck. Here we go. Alright, looks like I'm going first. Will I open egg? I do open egg, but no executor. Which, again, they don't play red cards, so I'm just going to go ahead and play my hand. I mean, there's no reason not to. This is the first time we've seen Zapdos so far. Alright. So it looks like we got Executor and then a Venusaur play. It just kind of depends on if we get Sabrina'd or not, right? Like that's kind of the big thing there. And if we get Sabrina'd, we just X speed out of there. Zapdos against Executor is going to be kind of interesting, right? That's going to be... Oh wow, they're going to try to choose to get damage early on the Bulbasaur. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we're going to X speed out of here. We're going to evolve. We're going to evolve. We're going to play energy on Executor, and then we're just going to try to flip heads, right? Dang. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them start attaching to Pikachu EX now. And they're doing a really, really awesome job of getting all their basics very early too. One thing about playing 6 basics is it's supposed to be a little bit more difficult to have a full bench when you're attacking with Pikachu, but it seems like they're doing okay with it. Yeah, so we could fall really behind right here if they flip some heads. Obviously, we're not flipping heads, so you know it can turn into a scary situation here. Especially because it's 4 flips, man. That's a lot of flips, right? I did not see that coming. That's super interesting. A double potion? Or just one? Good old coin flips, huh? Alright, so down to 120. I mean, at some point, I'm gonna have to flip heads. Like it's you know, if I'm gonna win the game, I'm gonna have to flip heads at some point. And unfortunately, I'm just like obviously not. And this just gives them more time to now start putting energy on Pikachu. I don't think they surge right here, right? It's way too early. But you know, it's just gonna happen. Yeah, both the potions. We're both 8 cards in deck, I mean. This kind of is what it is, right? That's some unlucky coin flipping right there. Yeah, just trying to make it to where they have to flip, you know, a lot more heads. Yeah, and honestly, at this point, like, that heads doesn't even matter, right? Like, that heads mattered last turn. If that, right? Because they had the potion anyway, so. Alright, so that's about the researches. So now we know that they probably have, what, Raichu and Surge. So this should be the... Oh, no, this will be Pikachu. So they get to save all those energies for their Surge and Raichu play. And unfortunately... Oh, wow. Why'd they do that? Yeah, they've already played a supporter, so... Okay. Well, that stinks too, because now our 60 damage attack will not KO. So, you know, I mean, hey, sometimes you just flip tails, and it's just kind of the way it is. So they're going all in with this Raichu play here. Because it discards all of them. It doesn't discard just 3. It discards all of them. I'm a little surprised, but... Five cards in deck, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a point in healing right there, right? Yeah, no more Sabrina for them either. This puts me at 150. And then I can heal 80 next turn. What other basics do they have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they for sure have another basic there. It'll probably be another Zapdos or something. Oh wow, it's another Pikachu. Okay. I don't know, I probably would have gone Zapdos if I had it there, right? But this is where you want to be in this matchup. Just you want to get to that mid game, that late game, and you should be able to stabilize, unless you just got really unlucky. Yeah, just Erica. Start working on this other Venusaur here. Hit for 100. Puts me back to 140. They'll hit me for 90 again, right? Actually, Surge. Yeah, Surge gets them there. Yeah, good job. Nice. Yep. I guess I misplayed, right? I should have Sabrina. That was a misplay. Because I'm not thinking about their out, right? Like that is a full-on misplay. So yeah, that's me. Like that is 100% me. So sometimes you just don't make the right decisions, but you gotta move on to the next game too, right? So we're gonna try to move on to the next game and hopefully play well. Right, you get to mid game like that, you shouldn't drop games. But that's what we did, so we're just gonna keep playing. But yeah, 100% the play is Sabrina, and it forces the Raichu out because they can't put out a 2 Riser. So that is 100% on me. I just wasn't thinking about their deck, right? I was just playing the board, and that's a reason why you will get beat. All right, we take 20. All right, there's a Pikachu. Another energy attach, and then another swing for 20. I mean, sometimes you're just gonna lose to people that draw well or just have better hands than what you anticipate. I mean, here if I lose to 4 coin flips, I lose to 4 coin flips, but that's if I stay at 140, Raichu just like wins them the game, right? Surge Raichu, so I have to play around that. So they must have double potion. That's crazy. Yep. That's good. And then they're just going to try to coin flip and high roll. Right? Because now they know that their Raichu is going to come in and finish the job. Man, that's super unlucky. That really stinks for them. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if I deal 100 or 60 to it, it's still going to have to take 2 hits, so might as well try to have another Venusaur start getting slightly closer to attacking. Honestly, they deserve 4 heads, unfortunately. That's just kind of the way it goes. Yeah. Well, only 3. Only 3. So I heal 80, go up to 120. Unfortunately, the math is not great going into this Pikachu. And then I would lose to a Sabrina, so I lose to 2 Sabrinas no matter what, almost. So this is still like pretty bad spot. They still have X speed left. They just got a little bit too much damage on Venusaur before I was able to really do too much. This game is going to be very difficult to win. Hey, 2 hits for me, and I can potentially... Okay, nope. Yeah. Oh well. I threw game 2. That's kind of the big lesson that I'm gonna get taught here, right? If you don't throw game 2, then you know you're potentially able to seal the deal before it even gets to a game 3, before you have to deal, you know, with your deck ultimately being your deck, right? Like right here, I guess Victory Bell would probably already be dead, right? It's probably the best way to look at it. So research, Ivysaur. Sabrina's in the deck. Yeah, I flip aheads, but it doesn't matter. They're going to retreat anyways. And there's the X speed to save the energy for Raichu. Yeah. Well, Yeah. Dang. All right, they decide to attack. Unfortunately, this is all we got. Because they just win the game with any of their Sabrinas, right? They have double Sabrina in hand. They have double Surge. Double Sabrina, double Surge. Pikachu, Raichu. That's their hand. Alright, I don't think that heads does anything. Because they're going to be at 100 no matter what. They've already used their potions. Are they going to Sabrina me now? So they're just going to try to flip 4 heads? Hey, if they flip 4 heads, GG, man. Not much you can do about that. Alright. What a game. Oof. All right. 2-1. Moving on. All right. Welcome to round 4. This is going to be up against an electric deck. No red card. Let's see. Giovanni. Okay, so we'll need to. Well, we're starting with Bulbasaur. So. Alright, here we go. So we got their deck list pulled up. So double Voltorb, double Zebstrika. Okay. No red card though, so we can go ahead and greed this. So there's an Exegute. We'll go ahead and greed this. Okay. Alrighty. So obviously no red card. That's a big deal for us. And then 1 Giovanni, so we'll need to be aware of those break points. 1 Zapdos, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 basics. Okay. Might want to attach an energy first, huh? All right, so we start the game with the heads. So we're putting their Pikachu in threatening territory. There's no heal on their end. They do not heal. So whatever chip damage we put on is good for the rest of the game. It's just a matter of being able to finish it. Could imagine them sending in Zebstrika. They got both their stage 1 evolutions. And they're going to swing for 60 by the look of things. All right. Sorry about that. Healing actually might be the better play right here, right? Because if I heal and knock out, I pretty much win the game. Oh, man. Well, that was a really good chance to go ahead in this game. Unfortunately, now we're going to lose the chance to knock out this Pikachu. And we're going to have to deal with a Zeb Sniper, I believe. Will be their play. Man, that stinks. I mean, I guess if I was playing Victory Bell, I would be able to know that I'm going to be able to pick that off later. But the way this game is, I'm never going to be able to pick it off. It's just going to sit on the bench, always threatening me with 90 damage. 60 at the least. So that actually, that stinks. And now they can just retreat. So the question is, do I Sabrina here and let them bring in the Volt, the Electrode? I don't think so. I think I just Professor Research now. Try to find the Ivysaur. And there's the heads we needed last turn. So now they probably have the second research right now, but now they can actually X-Speed back into Pikachu, do some damage, be in a pretty good spot. Yeah, there's the basic that they needed. Okay, they're going to start powering up that Pikachu. All right, there's the retreat. And then there's the finishing damage. They only have one Zapdos. Five cards left in my deck. So what is it? One research, one Ivysaur, one execute, and then another executor. So right here, if they don't bench a Zapdos, we should be in pretty good shape. All right, there's the Zapdos. So we'll take 90 right here. Get out to 100. Yep, just trying to stay out of range of being one shot here. And no Raichu on their end, so that's good. So worst case, they're X-speeding out of this, putting in the Zapdos to stall, but then I just Sabrina anyway, so we should be in pretty good shape here. I mean, you could argue that I shouldn't have even evolved the Ivysaur. Right? And then Venusaur just comes in and ends up this game here. Alright, so we got one game down. Alright. All right, here we go. Go into game 2. Going to game 2. So going second this game. Okay. Looks like we're going to have another Bulbasaur start. So, yeah, I mean, Bulbasaur's not great, but also they're going second, or they're going first, so electric decks don't like that. They are going to be able to start doing some damage, though. So strong start. And then Voltorb hitting their bench. Okay. All right, let's try to get Executor or Execute. Okay, that's great. All right, Zeb Striker. Zeb Sniper. The infamous Electric Sniper. Very good card, man. Very good card. Been very impressed with the way people have been able to get some mileage out of that card. Heck, even when I played it, I've been like, oh, it's pretty good. All right. Sabrina in my Execute. Kind of interesting. Didn't see that coming. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get in for 60 damage, which is pretty nice. Pretty solid start. would assume Pikachu GX, or EX comes down, or they start putting energy on Zeb Sniper. All right, there's the second pot of greed there. So opponent has 7 cards in deck to my 9 cards in deck. There's the Pikachu EX I kind of mentioned at the start of the turn. So now they're just trying to figure out which way do I go here. Am I going to load up on the Zapdos? Probably not great. Yeah. So they're just going to chip for 90 or 20. Put me at 90, right? And then hope that they can retreat and get a knockout, which I'm going to try my best to prevent by using an Erica. Staying at a range. And honestly, hitting the heads there, just kind of, it doesn't even really matter, right? If anything, I want to hit tails to, you know, maybe keep that in the active and then flip it heads next turn. But so we'll see a retreat here, probably X speed, and then Pikachu will come in, start doing some work. And I'm in big trouble, right? If I don't draw Venusaur in my next like 2 turns, I'm in pretty big trouble. And the heads there helps. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't know. I don't think so. So they still have 1 Sabrina. They have like what? 5 cards in deck. So they have all their X speeds. Four cards in deck. So they're going to attach to Zapdos, kind of interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to get to a part of the game where that's the most comfortable we can be, right? Like, they don't have any more Pokemon over 100 HP, except another Pikachu, right? So they have 1 Sabrina left. So I'm probably going to get Sabrina, right? Yeah, I mean, I just hit him for the 100. They send in, you know, Electrode. They play Pikachu. Probably Sabrina. We should be in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. I probably retreat into Pikachu here, and I just sit on the Sabrina until I need it, right? And now I need it. So, all right. Alrighty. Alright, so we got there against another electric deck, so on to round 5. Alright. Let's go. Alright, so round 5, this deck presents some weird problems. I saw this deck list before the tournament started, and I saw the Far-Fetched and I was just like, oh, great. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. I mean, if I put Execute out there, it could get one-shotted by Giovanni Far-Fetched. Okay, so they start with Cubone, which is huge. Like I said, Far-Fetched creates some weird problems, some very weird problems. But Grass Weakness, now that's something we can work with. So double Potion, one Giovanni, double Sabrina, no red card, so we can be greedy. There's the Far-Fetched on the bench, so we do need to be aware of that. Let's just go ahead and go into this. And then one X speed. So there's potential that they could immediately just go up 1-0 by X speed, Giovanni, Far-Fetched, right? And I have no Exeggutor. I have no Ivysaur. And I've already used one Research. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So half the cards in my deck are pretty good, right? The other Research, 2 Ivysaur, and then 3 Exeggutors. So we have a lot of good draws left. That's the good part. The bad part is they had the exact Far-Fetched line that I was talking about. No Giovanni. Alright, let's see if we can find an Exeggutor. Alright, we find Exeggutor and a Ivysaur. So now we're just saying, hey, I hope we hit some heads here. And we hit the heads for the knockout. Right, so now they have Marowak. So that's a huge coin flip, right? But now they have Marowak that's going to take another turn to power up. They don't have any disruption from my red card. So it looks like Venusaur is going to be the card that is going to need to bring this home, right? Because even if they potion, they go to 120. Well, I'm dealing 120. So they actually need double potion. And they don't have X speed left. So we're able to go ahead and kind of at least punish the Far-Fetched. But again, game 2 and hopefully no game 3 if I end up closing this one out. But you know, it's a little dicey. All right, there's the tails. All right, heads would have been a nice knockout there, but you can't win every coin flip, right? So now another Marowak EX coming down presents a pretty interesting threat. But it looks like we're going to see Sandslash instead, followed by the Marowak. Okay. So we flip another tails. So the thing is, if they flip double heads right here, right? So if they flip double heads, it's going to knock out my non-EX, right? And then I'm going to send in my Venusaur. Then I'm going to swing for 100. It should deal 120. So they'll have Sabrina for the execute on the bench, most likely, is what I'm assuming. So we got a little bit of work to do. Obviously, double heads makes this situation very complicated. And then there's a tails. So double potion puts them at 110 to 113 to 130. So double potion hurts. Right, like double potion is the absolute worst. But again, that's just how it goes sometimes. Oh, okay, so they're going to concede. We'll go to game 2. All right. Yeah, the early heads coin flip really helped. That was a huge coin flip. Alright, let me report. So here we go. Same code. Going to game 2. Again, just far-fetched openers when we're going first against execute is just kind of cringe, right? That's what you're wanting to avoid. Ironically, I always want to open execute too. That's the ironic part. All right, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, this is the exact thing that I was trying to avoid. So I gotta put a bench Pokemon, or I might get like donked. Okay. So it looks like we have Venusaur on curve. But we might get donked right away, and then pressure is going to be put on our Ivysaur, and that's going to be really awkward. Alrighty. Yep. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm just glad I found a bench Pokemon, so I didn't lose the game. Yeah, this Farfetch is going to put in some good work, some good chip damage. And I have to sit here and think about the fact that they don't have Giovanni anymore, so they don't have any extra reach, which is good. I'm probably fine with going into Executor. So what are they going to do? Sabrina, retreat, evolve, hit aheads. Right, like that's the worst case. Yep. I guess I could hit double heads right here, right? Like retreat, double heads. I'm just like, oh, wow. Well played. But again, honestly, I'm just lucky that I didn't get donked. Like, no matter what happens this game, I'm lucky I didn't get donked. And obviously 2 heads here. I mean, they already KO'd me turn 1, so getting 2 heads would just kind of be on par. Yeah, there's 1, and there's 2. So yeah, we lose. Good hit. Yeah, I mean, that game went about as disastrous as it could be. So we'll report this. Oops. Where's it at? Okay, there it is. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I left the door open there, right? Like, that's probably the misplay there, right? So I leave the door open. Like, I already see it kind of snowballing, and then I leave the door open a little bit by not using Erica. That's probably more on me than anything, right? All right, here we go. Alrighty, so we open up Executor. We're going first. Into a Sand Shrew. Alright, Pokeball. Into another egg. And then we'll research, see what's up. So they will find a Pokeball so that way they can put one down, not get donked. And then there's the Farfetch'd. There's an energy, and then they'll pass. Oh man. Well, that would have been a really good tempo setter, because now they're going to be able to attach an energy to Cubone, so that way Marowak EX can revenge kill. So yeah, that was a big miss on a coin flip. I think that, like, ideally, if your opponent, you know, flips a double heads on you, you just want to be able to even it up, and I guess that's kind of where I would have wanted that. Right, I would have really wanted that heads right there. So that way, I'm putting pressure on something else. Now, if I flip a heads, it's kind of like, eh. Interesting evolve there. I'm guessing they have a potion. I mean, that's kind of the only thing that... Wow, okay. So it looks like I'm going to be able to set up a Venusaur potentially as well. I got out of that phase where I can get donked by Farfetch'd. So even though we're flipping tails, we're sitting in a pretty solid spot. I mean, obviously, you don't want to see a heads here, right? Or you don't want to see another double heads here, right? Like, that's the thing that's going to beat you, is them sending in Cubone, flipping double heads. Like, that's what's going to beat you. And they're sending in Farfetch'd. So that means they either A, don't have the Marowak. Yeah, they don't have the Marowak as of that retreat, or that, you know, sending in Farfetch'd. But they could easily get to it with Professor Research here. I mean, 11 cards in their deck. Okay, so we're just going to try to reach their bench right here with Sabrina and try to high roll the game. I mean, this is game winning if we flip the heads here. Either way, we're putting chip damage in on a Pokemon that's very important to knock out. Man. That really stinks. Yeah, there's not really any getting around that one. That one stinks. Yeah, that's pretty game losing. But, you know, maybe they flip double tails. I think we flipped 3 in a row so far, so. Alright, here's the coin flips. And there's 1 tails. And wow, 2 tails. Well, that oh man, heads is always a turn late, huh? Yeah, I don't think it matters that I flip that heads. Like, that's the frustration sometimes with, like, you know, playing cards like that. But I mean, I got out of that early window where I could get donked. Yeah, hey, so we're able to bring that one home. Solid. Solid. On to round 6. Testing. Here we go. Okay, so we got audio. Going first. I just want to make sure I have my opponent's deck list up. Okay. Alright, here we go. Round 6. We're going up against Mewtwo Gardevoir. Double red card, so we're at risk of being red carded here. Double Sabrina. Double XP, double potion. So this will either be Ralts or Mewtwo, most likely Mewtwo. Okay, another Ralts. And then a red card. So getting some use out of that red card early, so that way they can go ahead and hopefully disrupt me. And then hitting me for 20 or 10, I guess. Yeah, so we're just going to try to go ahead and hit the heads here. Hopefully get off to a good start. And we hit the heads. There's a Curlia down, energy attach, and then passing of turn. This is such an odd match, right? Obviously, another heads would be great, but yeah, not going to get that. So they might have the whole Gardevoir line in their hand already. They're just waiting on Mewtwo. That seems to be the case. Yeah, there's the Mewtwo. This will probably be Gardevoir next. Okay, no. All right. So next turn they're threatening. Yeah, I mean, I literally can't even research, right? If I research, I just lose. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this is going to be a loss, right? I don't think we can pull through this. I don't think we're going to play a single... I mean, our best case is just literally try to stall. Right, if we had hit heads last turn, this could be a knockout. If we hit another heads... But... I mean, kind of just doesn't matter, right? Yep, so now... all I can do is fish for more basics here. And we don't get there, so we will lose game one, even though we went first. I'm just going to lose to guard of on curve there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not much to that. Just kind of one of those games. You're going to have one of those every now and then, right? Opponent draws on curve. It's kind of not really a winnable game there. Alright, let's go to the next one. Here we go. Alright. Here we go, game two. Yeah, I mean, at this point, my opponent doesn't even realize that I'm playing Bulbasaur, outside of the fact that they see it in my deck list. So I'm going first again. This time, no Executor in the opener. Going into double Ralts. Alright, there's an Executor, so now I just need an Execute. And that's another Bulbasaur, so tough one. There's V2. And they attach an energy to it and pass. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not like I can really push forward with an execute in my active. And there's a Curlia on curve. Two Curlias on curve. Yeah, I mean, I see Gardevoir, X speed, Executor gets knocked out if I switch it in there. So I just don't feel like there's much upside in going that route. I feel like my best bet is trying to catch their Mewtwo on the second swing. Yep, so this is exactly what I was talking about, yeah. It's exactly what I did not want to go into. And so that's second game in a row on curve Gardevoir and Mewtwo. Oh, 2 Gardevoirs. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a great draw. That is a tremendous draw. Yeah, honestly, the research doesn't do anything there, right? It just makes their red card better, but it thins my deck of 1 more supporter, so I might as well rip it. Ideally, they don't find a potion, but I mean, it's probably gonna happen. They've only got 5 cards in their deck, so potion's probably in their hand, unfortunately. And they will be able to do another 150 next turn because of double Gardevoir. That's crazy, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do against an opener like that. Right. I could handle 1 Gardevoir. I can't handle 2 on curve like that. I mean, that's 3 on curve Gardevoirs in 2 games, so that's pretty good. Alrighty. Testing. All right, here we go. Here's our bubble match. We've got Mewtwo Gardevoir for our bubble match. This is round 7. So if we lose, we are out. If we win, we have a shot. Haven't beat this deck all day, so that's probably the worst thing that I could see, right? Like, I'd probably rather see electric, but you know, sometimes you're just gonna run into matchups that maybe aren't going your way, and you just got to kind of play. So here we go. So 1 red card. By the way, they're going off. I mean, this is probably double Pokeball research. So probably going to be pretty tough to win this unless I can cut off the Ralts, right? But like, it's going to be very hard to win this game. Just off of looking at the start. Obviously, the reason why I'm not using research there is it doesn't really progress my game state. I've already got my basics down. If anything, if they use their 1 red card, I want to at least be able to draw research again. So they've got the best starter that they can ask for. So now, you know, just seeing an X speed out of the active and then evolving to Kirlia is just, you know, that's just really good. There's really not much I can do about that. Them using a potion so early is, you know, I guess good, but and then they're going to red card my 3-card hand. And again, perfectly fine. I still have double research in their hand. Yeah, so again, just holding the research. Turn 1 gives us 2 left in the deck. Hopefully we get Executor here and we're able to punish. Ooh, this is a good question, huh? Yeah, this set, if I flip heads, no matter what, I KO, right? But by using Executor EX, now if I hit, right, or if I don't hit, I can still KO the Kirlia. All right, so we hit the heads. That's huge. So we cut them off from Curly, or from Ralts. They still have 1 more Ralts left and 7 cards. They have no more Pokeballs, no more research. But again, you assume that Gardevoir is just sitting in their hand, so we've got to find a way to chip this Mewtwo and then get to Venusaur. That is our win condition. Okay, there's one of their Sabrinas. And then there's a Tails, so we're doing 30. All right, taking another 50, it looks like. Yep, just gonna try to trade 2 energy for that Erica. We got a heads there. So if they have potion, obviously right here they have to use it, so that way they stay out of that coin flip range. Still can play Ralts, put me in a weird spot, start attaching energy to the other Mewtwo. That's probably their move, is what I'm guessing. Pretty unlucky if they don't see another Ralts right now. Okay. So there's the second Sabrina. Still don't know what else they have, though. I mean, they could easily have the Ralts. Could easily have the Gardevoir line ready to go. So it looks like they're going to deal 150 here. And then I am just whiffing on drawing Ivysaur, unfortunately. So they have no more Sabrinas left, so I might as well make them earn it. Even if I flip heads here, I mean, I win no matter what, so. Alright, we flip the tails, so. Oh, man. That's tough. You have the game ready to be clinched, and you just can't finish the job. And that really sucks. There's really no getting around it. There's the X speed. I see the retreat stalling into the other Mewtwo. There's the potion. Still no Ivysaur, unfortunately. So we're just going to try to flip heads again. We do not flip heads again, so just giving them all the outs to come back in this game, unfortunately. And there's our Sabrina. That's our last Sabrina. That's our only Sabrina. So you know, the only cards left in the deck are 2 Ivysaur, Professor's Research, and I guess another Bulbasaur. So, man. Tough game sometimes, huh? Yeah, I mean, this just puts them in. They have to red card me here. Oh, they've already used it. Yeah, so I play Venusaur next turn and should be able to close this one out. Should be able to, right? I don't think I see any outs for them. Yeah. So the other Venusaur, last card in the deck. We'll go ahead and close this out. All right. So we got game one. That's our first win against Gardevoir. And obviously it comes in a game where they don't curve out Gardevoir, which is a big help. I'm able to get that Ralt off the board very early, and they didn't find a way to retreat it, and then didn't find another one until really late. So we're going ahead and going up 1-0. Let's update this. Okay, they went ahead and updated it. All right, here we go. So let's see if we can close this out in 2 games. I mean, it would be really nice. But this matchup, again, like you have to find a way to either snipe the Ralts early or chip the Mewtwo early. And then, you know, Venusaur has to be there at some point in the game with energies. Like that's what it really comes down to. All right, so we're going first. So we won't be able to attack first, but we will open up with Bulbasaur. And then we do have 2 Ivysaurs in our hand, so. Going into a Mewtwo, so we're in pretty big danger. Yeah, I mean, we're in danger here, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and rip the research here. Hopefully get to, I mean, I guess an Executor. Okay, another Bulbasaur. Yeah, that's tough. So this game is off to a rocky start already, right? I've already used a research, already used a Pokeball. Don't have an Executor that's ready to go for turn 2. Opponent double Pokeball. So they have the Ralts for sure. They already have the Mewtwo on board. Yeah, they have all their basics. So, tough one here. Yeah, I mean, this is going to buy me time, so. I probably should have Sabrina'd at the very beginning, right? Yep, just got to make them have it. Just got to make them have it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, there's literally nothing I can do this game that's different, honestly. So it looks like gonna have to get lucky in game 3. Just unfortunately one of those games. Yeah, even if I go get an Execute right here, I mean, it's just Sabrina food right now. Sabrina's just like, please bring out those 50 HP basic Pokemon. Potion obviously screws with my math. Them drawing a research, I mean, they have 7 cards in deck now, so Gardevoir is highly likely, right? I mean, there's just so many outs that they can have here. Yeah, there's the potion. So that immediately starts screwing with my math. No Gardevoir would probably be what I would need to see here. And since they're not just like snap playing it, might be in the clear for that. Unfortunately, the other Mewtwo is going to be able to come in and do some damage right away. So. Yeah, I mean, that potion was just exactly what they needed, unfortunately. And I probably am just going to lose to Gardevoir. Which, I mean, hey, you have 6 cards left in deck. You should have the Gardevoir by now, right? You should at least have the research to get to the Gardevoir. Like, if you don't, it's just kind of unlucky. Okay, there's the Sabrina. And then X speed to save 1 energy here. And they're going to go ahead and go into other Mewtwo. So 2 Gardevoir and Research left in their deck. So it's like a 50% chance that they draw a pretty good card. They still have Giovanni. They still have another Sabrina. So, I mean, they have a lot of good cards. Or a double XP would be pretty nice right here, right? Alright, so we hit heads. I mean, our only out is they don't have potion, right? Like, you can have the Gardevoir now, just don't have the potion. But there is 2 potions left, so... Or 1 potion, so 1 potion out of 8 cards. And Professor Research as well. Yep, there's the potion. And there's the side drive for KO. They know I can't touch that. However, now they're going to have to get through a full power Venusaur. They still have red card left, right? And then for me, I'm just not playing another basic the rest of this game because I don't want to lose to Sabrina. So Sabrina is a pretty dead card for them, but yeah. And there's the Gardevoir finally, so that's probably the card that they drew for turn. They could stall, right? Retreat, put in Gardevoir. I don't know how far that gets them. With double potion gone and me not playing a Pokemon for them to Sabrina, we might be able to knock this one out. There's the red card, gets us double Erica. Yep, so it looks like we're going to be thick enough to make it. So after going 0-2 in matches and oh, we still gotta finish off this other Mewtwo, huh? Dude, if I hit the wrong attack there, I would have just threw. They can do 60 damage. Yep, so again, after not finding a way to win against this deck, we're able to clinch our final X&2 record. Who knows if we'll make top cut? Either way, I just kind of want to, if this is the last, live video and I don't record again until I'm done editing. What a tournament. The deck did just about what I thought it would do. The games that I thought that I could win, I pretty much won. There's maybe one game in that first round that I threw for sure. And then one game in a round that I won that I probably threw. So, hey, you're not going to play perfect all the time, especially in a game so new, but I'm very pleased with the result. X&2 with the deck that is a stage 2 deck is always something that I think is pretty solid. I wish that my Mewtwo matchup would have gone more towards my plan. Unfortunately, that just wasn't the case, especially in that second matchup. I mean, that's just double Gardevoir on curve was just, I don't think any deck can beat that. But yeah, that's just my initial thoughts. Had fun, and we'll see if top 8 or top 16 is something that I can actually pull off. I gotta catch a second wind to be able to do the rest of what I'm going to need to do for this video stuff. If I end up doing that, it's going to be a lot of work. All right. Okay, I'm going first. Alrighty. Yeah, not a great opener, right? Executor changes this game quite a bit. I don't know how much it actually changes it, but at least it gives me a little bit better of a shot since I'm going to be facing a knockout on my turn 2. It's a pretty good draw. And we flipped the heads. Uh-oh. At least we're not going to get on-curve Gardevoir this game. They're at least going to have one turn where they don't play it on time. All right, early use of Sabrina for them. And then a early potion. So chipping away at their resources here. Would be nice to get some draw here. Alright. Probably could have had some better cards than those. But beggars can't be choosers. Right, like another Executor would have just been clutch. We're going to need another heads. Wow. Well, it's about as good as we can ask for. That's about as good as we can ask for. We've chipped away at the Mewtwo. Potentially made him use double Sabrina. Yeah, we flip the heads. This game is... That's killer, man. Needed that heads. If we get that heads, we're in firm control. Now research into Ralts. They all of a sudden get a Curlia, then all of a sudden Gardevoir's on the field 2 turns from now. Like, this game just changed quite a bit because I missed that coin flip. But again, I mean, you can't expect to hit all the coin flips. That's just kind of the nature of the game. They're going to retreat out of there. Try to save one of the energies. Did they really brick this bad? Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like they actually bricked. Yeah, we just Sabrina here. Put them at a big energy deficit. Flip aheads when we don't need it for the overkill. So now we've got them on a clock with 1 potion. If they red card, obviously I'm out of Professor Researches, but I only have 7 cards in deck. So I will be to 3 cards in deck even on my turn. So, well, we got some good tempo here. Nothing is set in stone, though. You always want to respect your opponent. Not going to use the Erica there just yet. There's their first research of the game, so yeah, it was at what, 8-3, so it's 5 cards ahead, so yep, that should be enough to seal it. Yeah, they probably just now got the Ralts. Just a rough draw for them too. I mean, not much you can do when you know you're not drawing exactly what you're used to drawing. All right, so we'll take game 1. All right, here we go. Going for game 2. Let me report. All right, looks like we're going second. So egg, double Pokeball into a Ralts. Honestly, that was probably their brick for the match, right? So you have to find a way to grind out a game in game 2 or 3 here. Yep, much better start for them than last game, right? Pokeball, research, Mewtwo. So we're just going to go ahead and start Pokeballing here. So we're just thinning our deck here. And we're okay if they red card because we still have double research in deck. We're going to get in for this 20 damage right off the bat. Ideally, they have to retreat by manually attaching an energy, no X speed. That would be ideal for us, right? Unfortunately, that is not the case. So we're just going to have to try to Sabrina and coin flip to put ourselves in a really good spot. That's probably the case here. Right, and we have to go ahead and do this. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean it's just a -1 red card. Yeah, we'll that's something that we just have to live with. We're probably coming up against the Mewtwo and Gardevoir really quickly, so we're gonna need some help here because this is probably Gardevoir on curve here. Gardevoir on curve with Potion is just, you just kind of say wow at that point, right? Yep. So, you know, hey, that's going to be the way the game looks sometimes, unfortunately. And we weren't able to snipe out. So another heads here would be absolutely fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. So we're putting some pressure here. If they don't have another Mewtwo right here, it gets a little bit dangerous, right? Okay, so they have the other Mewtwo. They're manually attaching there. Gonna go ahead and use Gardevoir's ability is what I'm guessing here. And this is just kind of setting up my Sabrina for game here, right? But I could also lose to their Sabrina. So you could argue I shouldn't have played the Bulbasaur. Right? I think that's probably the best argument, but I just lose to Sabrina here, unfortunately, and there's really not much I can do about it. Yeah, on curve Gardevoir and then on time Mewtwo just really hurts. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. Like, I think my next card has to be Sabrina, right? And if they potion their Gardevoir, it takes it out of range. That throws off my math. So there's a lot of ways that this can go wrong for me, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to take 50. We're going to go back up to 170 here. Yep. I just lose to Sabrina. There, I mean, and again, like, that's okay, man. Sometimes it'd be like that. Right. If I, oh wow, no Sabrina. Well, we'll move on to top 8. GG. Alrighty. I'll catch you in top 8. Alright. So we got the worst pairing that we could get. We're up against one of the 2 fire decks in like the entire tournament. And you know, there's just not much you can do. And yeah, that's just kind of the way it works sometimes. So we'll just kind of get this going. And then, you know, we'll figure out what to do with the whole tournament, how to unpack it. It's probably better that I make the video like now instead of waiting. So hopefully we can do that. But yeah, I was hoping that I think it was a Pikachu player would be able to knock them out, but they weren't able to, I guess. And I mean, I have to research here because like I'm just trying to find Pokeball, trying to find an Execute, right? I know I can put pressure, so I'm just going to try to put pressure. Like it honestly, it's so ironic. I was actually playing Charizard Moltres before the tournament started because I just like got all the cards for it. And I was just sitting there like, man, unless you flip heads, this deck is just... And lo and behold, it's exactly what I run into. So there's one of the Sabrinas. Let me pull up the deck list so that way I can always have it. So that's one of the Sabrinas, one of the Charmeleons, and then one of the Moltres. But yeah, I mean, like, if you flip a bunch of tails, you're probably going to lose with a lot of decks. But like with this fire deck, that's just kind of what it comes down to. It feels like is did you flip heads or tails with your Moltres? And I'm just going to have to try to two-shot it. Well, there's one head, so if they don't have a potion, maybe we can steal game 1. I mean, that's the best case, right? But they're already, what, 10 cards, 8 cards in deck. So they probably have a potion. Just to guess. And obviously I still need to flip heads. But man, the deck is done exactly like... It's done exactly what I've asked it to. It's, you know, I mean, that's just kind of... Sometimes that's the matchup, right? But I mean, it's done exactly what I've asked it to and what I hoped it would do. But yeah, I mean, my opponent's just gone bananas here, right? On curve Charizard, double Research, double Pokeball, double Moltres, double Charmander, Sabrina, Potion. I mean, all they need is some heads here, and you know, this is probably becoming quickly close to unwinnable. Yeah, and it's not like I can really speed up the process here of knocking this out. But one of us has 10 cards in deck, one of us is going to have 5. I mean, that's just kind of the way this game goes sometimes. I don't even think it's like the weakness that's going to play the determining factor. It's just the fact that, I mean, this is like attack-wise the worst matchup, right? And it's the biggest attack in the game. It one-hits me. It makes all my Ericas worse. I mean, it's just kind of a nightmare. Right? Like, I all I can hope for is like three tails, right? Nope. Yeah, so. Yeah, in fact, here's the opposite. Here's 3 heads. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, my best draw right there was regular Executor, right? And then obviously best case here is flipping a heads. So, hey, I mean, we got close. It's just not going to be enough, unfortunately, right? Like, if they missed the Moltres, like if they didn't find another Moltres, we'd have a Sabrina out. But realistically, you know, Charizard's going to come in, and it's going to just one-shot pretty much everything that I put out there and throw at it. And there's not really much I can do about it. Yep, so I have to look at their... Yeah, that's not a card I can actually even play. They've just got to drag it out, unfortunately. Yeah, and they don't even have to discard energy. They can literally just attack. Opponent's thinking. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, just 2 dead Ericas in my hand, right? I mean, there's just nothing that they can do, unfortunately. And then dead Pokeball. Alright, well. So we'll lose game 1. Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes they're not going to open Moltres and pinch, you know, like a Charmander on their bench. Sometimes that's going to happen. It may not be this game, but sometimes it'll happen. You know, you just got to kind of have it happen. I mean, like, that's just kind of what it comes down to, right? So, yeah, I don't think that there's I really don't think that there's too much else to do outside of just kind of say, hey, man, you won't have it every game, right? I think that's kind of the win condition there. Alrighty, going to the next one. Let's make sure we confirm this. All right, going second again. All right, going into a Charmander, so that is actually a one-hit shot, right? And they're just going to rip a red card. All right. Well, at least we won't get donked. And that research might have just saved them. And they have 5 basics in their deck, basically, with the Pokeballs. So. Oh, wow. They don't have another basic. That's crazy. Okay. So it'd be great if we can flip aheads. I mean, this is what we're gonna have to do to win this match. We're gonna have to steal a game, and this would count. Oh man. Yeah, that stinks. Well, are we gonna get 2 shots to flip aheads? Wow. Well, we got a donk, ladies and gentlemen, and a matchup that we're incredibly unfavored in. We're taking it to a game 3. Again, the deck has done everything that I've just about asked it to. I can't even complain. So, you know, hey, on to the last one. Hopefully we can pull this one out. That would be great. I mean, again, like, the deck can't always open Moltres and Charmander. It can't. Like, it's just not. That's not something that happens every game. So maybe we can catch it when it doesn't do that. All right, looks like we're going second. Into a Charmander. All right. So double Pokeball, so they have Charmander and Moltres. And research. Nice. Yeah. And then I'm just going to hold the research too, right? There's no point in me playing it. So we'll just push some damage here. If they decide to go for the Ember, more power to you, you know, like, hey, if they decide to switch, hopefully they flip tails. I mean, it's about as good as we can ask for, right? And they're going to retreat. And they're going to go into Moltres, try to stall, try to get some flips. And there's our Venusaur. So let's go ahead and try to find an Exeggutor. The heads, that's kind of nice, right? Obviously we got to be aware of potions, and we're gonna still need them to flip some tails, right? Like, that's gonna be the key. Will they flip some tails? Will they red card us into Ivysaur? You know, there's a lot of things that still need to go right. I mean, we're still very behind. Obviously double potion in their deck is kind of an issue too. But hopefully we see some tails here. I think we saw 2 heads on the most recent one, so hopefully we see some tails. Oh. Alright. Yeah, we'll take those. Just going ahead and put energy on Ivysaur, or on Bulbasaur, since I can't evolve to Ivysaur. Flip tails. But, and the reason why that tails is huge, right, is because double potion would have taken them out of range. Now, 1 potion puts them out of range, right? So, I still would have needed, you know, 2 heads most likely, but that heads is just really unfortunate. And then there is the Charizard at full health. And we just got to hope for all tails. Well, 2 out of 6, so they're 33%. I mean, that's about as good as we can ask for, right? And, you know, obviously, Charizard's going to come in. It's going to one-shot my Exeggutor. The only way I win here is they don't find Moltres, right? And I'm able to Sabrina and snipe. But with, what, 4 cards in their deck? Yeah, they found it, so. This is a good tournament, man. I mean, shoot. This is a good tournament. Ran pretty efficiently. Obviously, you know, you want different results, but, you know, hey. I think the important thing is that, you know, that they're doing a great job running a tournament. And, man, that's a bad draw. They're doing a great job running the tournament. It's just, man. Man, that stinks. Yeah, there's 3 cards out of the 8 that I wanted to see, and Pokeball is the one that I didn't want to see at all, right? I guess I don't want to see Exeggutor EX either. Yeah, I mean, the coin flip just doesn't even really matter. Yeah, I don't hate that red card. I wish I could have done more to push that last turn. I really couldn't. I mean, oh, it's a good coin flip. Yeah, man. I mean, this is just such a tough matchup, dude. I mean, I'm thankful that the deck got me this far, man. That seriously, like that. That's pretty freaking sweet. Pretty sweet performance. Yeah, research doesn't do much. The only thing it does is gets me closer to Sabrina, but they would probably just red card, right? Like, I might as well just... Because they're probably sitting on red card right now trying to decide whether to rip it or not, right? Okay. I'm just wasting cards now, so whenever they red card me, I have a higher chance to draw the Sabrina. But even if they red card and Sabrina here, I should be in pretty good shape. Right, they're going to have to retreat and then flip a bunch of heads. And I still could just draw Sabrina. Yep. So they'll lose 1 energy. There's the red card. Show me Sabrina. 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 Okay. Oh, 2 heads. I'm in trouble, right? Wow. Man, I still can't draw Sabrina. That's crazy. Is it bottom? It's bottom 4. Well, their last card is what? Pokeball? What is their last card? Another Sabrina. Okay. Yeah, they needed one more turn or one more heads. Man. I think we're going to get there. That's crazy. I did not expect that. But wow. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Wow, good game. On to top 4, baby. So we are back in top 4. Going up against a Mewtwo and Gardevoir deck. This deck is playing Meowth, so they're slightly more greedy, but I'm not able to punish with the red card of my own. Looks like 1 Giovanni, 1 Sabrina, double potion, 1 red card. So we'll have to be aware of that. But man, it's been a fun tournament. I can't believe I just beat Charizard. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, man, going second. So hey, that's about as much as you can ask for, and sometimes in this game. So we'll just see how it goes. And either way, man, it's been fun. It's been a blast. Long tournament, man. Long tournament. Feels like I've been at it for a very long time. So opening up with Meowth. Not seeing Ralts is great, but obviously Pokeball is going to help fix that for them. And there's a Mewtwo. And then a pass. Alright, so yeah, we'll just dig for another basic, so no execute. So that really puts a damper on some things, right? And it's not like I have Ivysaur ready to go. So I'm almost hoping that they red card me here, so that way I can shuffle up this deck a little bit, because you know the odds of drawing a Professor's Research or an Ivysaur on curve, that's actually quite huge, right? Yeah, so if the number one thing I'm looking for in this matchup is just to try to do chip damage to Mewtwo before it goes up against my Venusaur EX. This is just a weird position for me, honestly, because they're just drawing so much, and there's nothing I can do. This is what I mean by being greedy, right? They can just keep drawing. All they're doing is giving up a prize, and they're going to play Protect the Mewtwo, basically. So this is going to be a tough game. Very tough game. But at least I'm not getting Gardevoir on curved, right? Like whenever they Gardevoir on curve, you just feel so bad, man. It's an interesting switch. Do they have a Sabrina? I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, a Venusaur on curve here. You're gonna swing for 60 and just try to chip away at Mewtwo. So I've got 60 damage on it. The most I can heal is 40, go up to 130. So I can still two-shot it and stay relatively healthy. And that's kind of one of the big goals. Like I said, unfortunately, you know, these damage breakpoints are pretty rough for me, but you know, this is about as good as a situation as I'm going to get, so I'm just going to take it. I would not be surprised to see a Sabrina, honestly, but they only have one, so they're going to Giovanni. So they're pretty much signaling they have Gardevoir, right? So this is going to be 60, so this is going to put me at 120. Now I'm going to heal 30, put me at 150. So I actually have to Erica, right? Yeah, I just have to Erica. Go back up to full health, take the 150. Giovanni's out of the way, so there's no more crazy breakpoints. They're going to drop Gardevoir here. I mean, they have 4 cards in deck. So Gardevoir's definitely coming down. Probably need to get ready for another Mewtwo. But the good thing is there's not double Gardevoir. Double Gardevoir would just be almost unbeatable, right? So I'm hopeful that they put down another Mewtwo. I draw Sabrina. I mean, I have 10 cards left in my deck. They have 4. So yeah, I'm just hoping that we get to Sabrina so that way we can finish the game with her. But this is an uphill battle for sure. But they're basically going to have to commit all but, one of their energy. But the thing is, they have Gardevoir, so, they're going to have 2 energies every turn anyways. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and go for it. There's the other Ralts. Yeah, so they're just going to go for it. Oh no, they clocked out. Man, that sucks. Yeah, that's probably game too. Yeah, that's probably game. Wow. Yeah, sometimes you just take a little bit too long on your turns and that'll happen. That sucks. Yeah, they have to put in Gardevoir or they just kind of lose. Or they have to have X Speed and Mewtwo. Or they could put in the Meowth and then send in a Retreat and send in Mewtwo. Man, that sucks. I mean, they should have another Mewtwo. I don't know what's going on here. I'm kind of confused. It's Retreat, right? Retreat. Bench a Mewtwo. All right. Man, Sabrina just does not exist for me, huh? No Sabrina or research this game. Yeah, it's going to be bench a Mewtwo, retreat into Mewtwo, hope that I don't draw Sabrina. Potential, probably red card me, right? The thing about red card here is I still got a 1 in 10 to draw Sabrina, you know, a 1 in 10, then a 1 in 9, then a 1 in 7, 1 in 6. So it's a tough scenario no matter what. Yeah, so they'll do 50 here. But I should be back up to full health with this Erica unless I just draw Sabrina for game. No Sabrina for game, so let's go ahead and just evolve these. No, let's not. Right, I still have to play around red card. Yeah, I mean, back up to full health. There's no Sabrina. Red card doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just gonna... My opponent's gonna have gone through all their deck, and I'm gonna have no Sabrina or Professor Research and still be able to pull this one off. That's crazy. All right, well, that's one down. Hopefully we can get one more out of these next two. Let me go ahead and report. All right, here we go. Going to game 2. Going up against a Mewtwo Gardevoir deck. They opened up Meowth, but they still were not able to get Gardevoir out on curve. It took them, I think, maybe 2 turns delayed. But I never saw Research. I never saw Sabrina. So, a little give and take there. It looks like I'm going second. Unfortunately, did not open egg, only execute. Or excuse me, only executor. And I mean, like, that's really bad, right? Like, obviously opening up execute is just kind of one of the reasons why this deck is good. And when you don't, you definitely feel it. You definitely feel it. But I've gone second in both of these games, I think. So some people would prefer that. Yeah, we'll just get an energy down here. There's no need to research because our bench is set. If we get red carded, at least we have 2 researches left in our deck, as well as the 3 executors. Yep. Yep, there's the research. And it looks like they don't have Mewtwo, so they're a little bricked. So we're going to research here. And they're probably going to think, oh my gosh, they drew it. It's like, no, I held it. Yeah, we're just going to try to push tempo here in a second and drop a Venusaur. If they red card me here, they're just better than me, you know. But I mean, we're just going to try to push the tempo and get to Venusaur as fast as we can. They don't have a Mewtwo yet, so, you know, hopefully we're able to kind of hold off that. It is worth noting, this 60 damage is quite a bit, man. But they're going to be on a clock. Obviously, they're trying to decide right now if they should red card. They should know that I have Venusaur by the way that I'm playing, but you know, it's tough to I mean, what's the right play there, you know? Yeah, Venusaur on curve, which is pretty good. And then we'll put them in lethal range, so they need a basic right here. There's their basic. So they have two. Okay, so they had two basics. They just didn't play them. Interesting. So they're going to retreat here, right? And just give me a prize? That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. And then try to draw a Mewtwo here. Yeah, I mean, they can't Mewtwo me right away, so we're going to go ahead and take a prize there. Get some health back. Let's see what they send in here, right? Okay, so they're sending in the Ralts. So I'm assuming that's so that way they can X-speed out and put in their Mewtwo. Yeah, down to 5 cards in deck. So one of their Mewtwo's should be in their hand. They'll probably play that X speed attached to it. You got to be kind of careful not to take too long, because that kind of got them into a little bit of trouble last game. Yep, there's the X speed. I mean, this is just about exactly what I was talking about, right? So they'll deal 50 to me, and I'm going to heal for 80, so I'll be back up to 180. It would be very nice to have like a secondary attacker like ready to go. It might take me a minute. To get another Venusaur going. But that's probably the line. So even if they go double potion here, it'll still be in lethal range. Giovanni doesn't matter. Sabrina doesn't matter. Another Mewtwo is just going to stall. Unless they have another Mewtwo and another Gardevoir, then that might be a little hairy. So we'll see what happens here. There's the X speed to get out of there. Only lose 1 energy. Putting in a Mewtwo here. And then they'll hit me for 50. So they'll put me to 130. Oh, man. Yeah, the only thing is I'm not going to be able to heal out of Giovanni's breakpoint, right? So Giovanni is always going to be an issue. Unless they just don't get this 50 damage in. So they're going to Giovanni now. Oh man, that's another dead card, huh? Yep. So, I mean, I just have to say, hey, I'm going to draw. I probably should have used the Pokeball. Yeah, I should have used the Pokeball because I'm going to get red carded. So I should have used the Pokeball to take out one less brick, right? So that's my fault. That's a misplay on my end. That's me leaving the door open. Obviously, my win condition is, you know, it's gonna be difficult now. Yeah, double Gardevoir now. This is just a really good game. And they're finally able to take down a Venusaur here. And so I have to draw Exeggutor EX. That's not it. So unfortunately, I will lose this one. GG. Yeah, unfortunately, just not able to finish this one. Right? I had the potion exactly when they needed it. I wasn't able to go ahead and finish it. So GG. All right, let's go to the game 3. Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good game. Unfortunately, came up a little short. Unfortunately, came up a little short. I haven't seen Sabrina. They've gotten through their deck both games. That's actually also kind of crazy. Like both games, they've been able to draw all the way through their deck, and I've been stuck at 5 cards or more in both games. So for me to be 1-1, I should be pretty happy with that. Just waiting for them to connect. There they are. All right, here we go. Potentially last game of the tourney for me. I think there's like a 3rd and 4th place match. I really don't want to play that. Oh, I'm not going to lie to you. Don't want to play that one. I'm going 2nd again. Am I going to open with egg? I am not. Well. Welp. I think last game went pretty well for us, honestly. We did just about what we wanted to, just came up a little short. Yeah, unfortunately, our opponent opened up really well this game, too. And we have to research. Yeah, I mean, We're just going to probably lose to Venusaur on curve, or excuse me, Gardevoir on curve here. We're not able to pressure the Meowth, really. I mean, 11 cards in deck. It's a lot to ask for to get X speed and be able to get into Exeggutor here and coin flip them, so pretty tough start. And then no red card to punish them, unfortunately. This is going to be the one time where I'm like, man, I wish I had red card on. Yeah, so we're just going to retreat while it costs free, and then we'll evolve. Try to coin flip, knock this out, start putting pressure on Mewtwo. Heads would be great. Wow. Great flip. Great flip. So Mewtwo hopefully comes in here. So we can start chipping at it. If they Sabrina, I probably still just go into the Ivysaur, right? Yep, there's the Curlia. I really don't know what you're thinking about here. I mean, red card is the only thing I can think about. Red card or Sabrina. Okay. So there's their only Sabrina, so gotta flip some heads. Well, there's one. That's huge. So they have to have Potion here in the next 2 turns for sure. All right. So there's their second Professor's Research. They're down to 5 in hand, or 5 in deck. I'm down to 9. There's the Gardevoir. There's the Potion. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right? You just attach. How many Pokeballs they used? 1? So they have 2 and 5 chances to get... Okay. Yeah, so we just attach here. Another heads. Wow, that's huge. That's super huge. Yeah, now they're going to have to retreat, put in another Mewtwo. Yep, there's a hill. Hill seems like it means no other Mewtwo. I'm assuming retreat. I think that's their only line, right? If they don't have another Mewtwo. Wow, good game. Wow. Okay, well. then there's, there's our first tails in a while. So yeah, we're not able to X speed out of there and attach. So I'm just going to try to put them on a 1 turn clock here. So here comes the other Mewtwo. So they still have Sabrina. They still have an X speed. Okay, they use both of them there. So Giovanni and Sabrina. No Sabrina. So Giovanni is the only card, like battle trick wise. And then another Gardevoir would really suck. Man, it would be nice to draw my own Sabrina for once this game. I haven't been able to draw it all match, unfortunately. So they have to retreat, go into the fresh Mewtwo, deal 50 for the KO. I send in Venusaur. Deal 100 to it. If I play Exeggutor, it either gets stuck out there or they have no Sabrina left, so they can't pull anything from my bench. So it's just evolve and evolve. So they'll retreat, send in Gardevoir, evolve Ralts to Kirlia, sack their Gardevoir, and that'll be my window to draw Sabrina, right? But red card is dead, Giovanni is not really doing much, and then Gardevoir. Okay. So I still have Erica, Research, and Sabrina left. And then a dead card in Executor. There's no way. You're going to retreat. Wow, GG, man. Well, looks like we're going to get to... Looks like we'll get to top 2. Wow. What a match. What a match. All right, on to top 2. All right, so we are streaming / recording the finals of the tournament. I am up against another Mewtwo and Gardevoir deck. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm tired. This is top 2. Been at it for a while, and I am ready to lay down, if I'm honest. But this is going to be best of 5. So, you know, it might take a while. I continue my streak of going second, so that's a thing. But, yeah, man, I mean, here we go. I mean, it's just a standard Mewtwo and Gardevoir deck, right? So we'll just see how things play out. And either way, man, the deck has been solid. I mean, I can't really complain at all. This deck is a little different than the deck I just played. There's no Meowth, right? So that's something that stands out. Let's see if we can pull up the list on my end, right? Whoops. I just closed the list that I actually needed to look at. Oops. Alright, let's make sure we play our cards here. I don't know why I just researched. That was a really bad research. Yeah, that was a bad research. I guess I'm potentially misplayed there. Right? Red card here. I have one less research in my deck and all that, so... But that's okay. Sometimes you just misplay. No red card punish. Yeah, we're just gonna go fishing for Executor. We're going to see if we can flip some heads. Oh, not that one. Yeah, and you can make the argument that I go for the non-EX, but at this point in the game, like, I might not play another Pokemon down, honestly. One Sabrina, double Giovanni. Okay. Yeah, so I might not play another basic. All right, there's a head. But it doesn't matter. They're going to retreat, right? So they seem to have like a clunky hand. But they're going to retreat, most likely evolve, bring in the other Mewtwo. But, you know, again, my number one goal is chip Mewtwo. Like, if I can chip Mewtwo before my Venusaur hits the field to try to win the game, then that's probably the best I'm going to get in a lot of scenarios. So, but if they retreat, if they don't have the X speed here and they just have to retreat, like, that's great. That's a little shocking for them to Giovanni here, because that signifies that they're going to stay in. Which that surprises me. Okay. Another useless heads. Great. So I'm assuming... Man, they must be really, like, kind of dead-handed. That's kind of the only thing I can think of here. I mean, that's a lot of cards in your hand. 10 cards in deck, 6 cards in deck. Wow. Okay. All right, going to game 2. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. All right, so we'll go ahead and get one report here. All right. All right, going to game 2. So, man, I mean, their hand had to be full of, like, Giovanni's, Gardevoirs. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. Wow, going second again. It's like the 4th game in a row going second. Into a Mewtwo. That's, pause. And so they're going to start this one off with the research here. So already off to a way smoother start. Well, I guess kind of. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a red card here. My hand is pretty bricky, so I don't mind the red card. It does stink to be down so many cards at the sight of a red card, right? Like, because I mean, you just look at the card advantage. They're already 9 cards. I'm at 7 or 14 cards, so they're already 5 cards ahead. I mean, this is obviously not great. And then there's the Ralts. I mean, I guess I just try to put pressure. Because it's not like I have anything else. I mean, what else? What am I going to play the non-EX there and then just be less tanky? You know what I mean? Like, there's not really anything else I can do there. They should have Gardevoir now. I mean, they've gone through every, like, 12 cards, so they should have Gardevoir now. So Giovanni and Mewtwo will be a thing, and I'm not going to be able to set up a Venusaur in time, most likely. Yeah, so this is just going to be a hard brick, right? Like, just straight up, nothing I can do here. Yeah, 12 cards in deck. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Bulbasaur, 1 Execute, 2 Professor Research. You know, sometimes you're just going to have hands like this, especially in a stage 2 deck. Like, this is very normal. Yeah, so this is going to be a great situation for their Giovanni, right? You're a little late, my friend. Unfortunately. Gonna need a lot of heads here. And that's not it. Yeah, heads there. And I at least can maybe threaten with Venusaur But yeah, probably dead. Yep. Yeah, 5 cards faster than me. Probably have double Gardevoir. Okay. Yeah, attaching 2 energy per turn here. 2 Mewtwo's ready to go. I mean, yeah, I needed some heads. On the bright side, that's their only Sabrina. Ooh, good draw. Nice flip, nice flip, nice flip. Yeah, double Gardevoir. Should have Giovanni by now. 4 cards in deck. Yeah, they should have Giovanni. I mean, they played 2 of them too. So they should have it. Should just slam that thing down, bro. Oh snap, they don't have it. Oh hey, Professor. Maybe a little late for you, huh? I mean, up against 2 Gardevoirs, I don't think I can pull this off, but yeah, might as well use it. So they get 3 energy every turn. So this just goes up to 5, and they discard it down to 3. And then it goes up to 6. I mean, I can't overcome that, right? Yeah, I mean, I just can't even overcome that. Let's just try to speed things up a little bit. All right. Try to speed things up just a little bit. Oh, all right. Oh man. Man, the break points in this matchup have been really hard to beat. Like when you flip some tails at the wrong times, it's just like back-breaking, dude. Well, going second again. Into Ralts and another Ralts. Dude, I've gone second in like 5 straight games. Alright, so there's all their Pokemon. So they have 1 dead Pokeball now. one dead Pokeball. Yeah, let's just get this thing out of the way. Start chipping at that Mewtwo. Alright, Tails, we didn't overkill. Did just enough. Just enough. So now we're just trying to put him on a clock here. So we won't be going up against double Gardevoir, which is huge. Like that's really nice. Problem is, one Gardevoir is still really good. Especially one Gardevoir on curve. So, dead Pokeball, so they had one dead card in their hand. They're going to swing for 50. Alright. Yep, so again, just... I don't think that there's really a reason to research here. Like I just want to see a hill card, right? If I take 50 again, yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. Heads. Hey, that's huge. Okay, so that should force a potion. So they're going to need potion, Curlia. Potion, Curlia, Gardevoir. This is what I'm thinking. So they're not going to chase the knockout with one Pokemon like that. So they're going to go ahead and Giovanni here to try to make their math right. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have played the Bulbasaur. That actually might beat me this game. Right? I just didn't want them to be able to force out and hit my Venusaur before I'm able to like really start healing on it. No Gardevoir or Curlia in their top 12 cards. Yep. And Sabrina is just not enough to get there, unfortunately, because I have the X speed, so... just show them the X speed, they might just concede. Yeah. All right. So 2-1, here we go. No Gardevoir in sight, was able to get rid of a Ralts really early. They ended up being kind of an energy behind the rest of the game. And we're able to get that one. All right, here we go. See if we can get this final boss here. Oh, man. I can't believe they haven't red carded me one time this entire match. No red card, no Gardevoir on curve. I probably just jinxed both of those things. And I'm going first. I open the egg. Do they open Ralts? Oh my. I mean, question is, can we get there on a donk? Can we get there on a donk? All right, research. Oh, no donk. There's a Mewtwo. There's a red card. Yeah, they're scared of the donk. I don't blame them. I mean, I would be too, shoot. So what does Curlia do? I need to make sure I know this real quick. Does Curlia deal 2 for 40? 2 for 30. Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. I drew the Executor. All right, let's just flip heads real quick. Make this game really easy. Flip heads. One time. Oh, baby. That was a huge coin flip. Huge coin flip. If you're an MBB fan, you love to see it. Jeez. So now they have to find another Ralts. They're an energy behind. And hopefully I can put some pressure in. Yeah, I mean, do they think about Sabrina here to stall? No. Okay. I wouldn't mind flipping some more heads. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we're chipping away at the Mewtwo. That's exactly what we want, right? We want to chip at that Mewtwo. We're at 11 cards in deck. 2 Venusaur, 2 Research, Executor. All pretty solid draws. Pokeball might get them a Ralts right here. What's it get them? It gets them the Ralts. There's the other Mewtwo. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them pivot. Yep. So there's the pivot to the other Mewtwo. And then I'm just gonna keep pounding at this one. Yeah, I mean, obviously Curlia right here puts me on Gardevoir alert. I don't have a Venusaur yet, so I'm pretty behind in that factor. Yep, there's the Curlia. There's the X speed to get it out, get that Mewtwo that's a little banged up out of there. So they're gonna send in the Mewtwo, attach the energy to Mewtwo. Wow. Yeah, they have to send in the Curly here. Just flip heads, baby. Oh my god. Absolutely gigantic. I mean, this game is far from over because of Giovanni and the fact that they played 2 Giovanni, but they have a lot of dead cards now. Double research is gone. They have a lot of dead cards now. It would be nice if I drew a research. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, the 30 health might matter. Oh, there's the tails. Uh-oh. Yeah, this puts us in a bad spot because of, well, they're out of Sabrina's, actually. So this legit might just become do I draw research into Venusaur or not? That's what this might become. So I need to think of them as being at 150 because of the other potion, right? Yeah, there's really no other play for me here. Just try to deal 30, make them have it. I still have X speed in there too. Yeah, research into some other cards would be really good. Right, it needs to be X speed and Venusaur, I think is. Oh wow. Yeah, this is my only out here. Man, this is a pretty tense game, huh? Pretty tense game. No more Sabrina, right? So, yeah, we should be in the clear, y'all. GG. Let's go, dude. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What an incredible event. What an incredible dub. Just, I mean, wow. Good game, man. Wow. Good game. Let's go, baby. So there you go. Got the W, won the entire tournament. Again, the deck did just about exactly what I asked it to do and what I needed it to do. I mean, it's just, again, it's so thick that decks like Pikachu have a problem late game. Raichu scares me a little bit. With the Gardevoir and Mewtwo deck, you just, you can cut them off if you get a chance from their Gardevoirs. If they evolve Gardevoir on curve, it's going to be tough. Fire, I mean, I don't know how I won that. But wow, what an incredible event. What an incredible deck. I'm glad that I made this meta call. It worked out. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of this video and tell me what you think, right? But thank you for tuning in. I hope you watched all the way to the end. I know this is going to be a long video. But wow, what an incredible event. What an incredible result. And I'm very thankful that I was able to pull it off in my first tournament in Pokemon Pocket. So until next time, I will catch you later. Peace. Check out these videos that are popping up right now.